More than the membership and all the perks you get, I think the best perk is you get to come on the show and drop jewels, drop bombs, blow my mind, and make me respect your gangster as well. One of the reasons why I left major media, whatever you want to call that stuff, to do it my way, because I love talking with y'all, not just talking at y'all. So now let's bring somebody in, one of our members. His name is Keenan Kobra Curtis Mayfield, must be with all that salt and pepper up there. What's up, big dog?
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing? We're on Wiley's World, man. It's a pleasure. I appreciate you.
Oh, that's love, man. Thanks for rocking with your boy. And I know what a head look like. Boy, first of all, you look like all the fullbacks I've ever seen in my life. So I know you got something up in that dome, man, keeping up that space. Drop some love on me. What you got to talk about?
Well, first of all, man, I want to say, I'm going to thank you, kind of like how Shannon thanked Skip for the platform, but I'm going to keep it real short and sweet. I'm going to take y'all way back to 1997 real quick. 1997, just graduated high school. I played ball, you could tell. Had some money saved up, went to go buy my first car, a Toyota Tercel over at Carson Toyota.
Yes, sir.
And I was sitting in there. And my brother-in-law was like, hey, look, it's a rookie in the NFL over there. And I was like, what? And I'm sitting there trying to, hear. I don't really know what's going on. I'm 17, right? My mom and my sister working out the details. And he over there distracting me. And he went over there to go talk to you. And then you came over to me. I don't know. You probably don't remember this, 97. So then I said, you know what? I'll talk to you a little bit about my journey. You was like, am I going to continue to play? I was like, I don't know. And then the thing that stuck with me is you said, keep playing, man. If you still love it, keep playing. And I'll never forget that, or the hammer pants you had on. But
they put me in the mix. Hell yeah, man. Oh, you are stupid. I love it, man. I always tell kids, everybody, ball till you fall, man. Once you die in football, once you have that athletic death, man, you can't come back from it. So never let somebody else force you into it, and never let somebody else take you away from it. So love, big dog. Oh, man, I was a good guy back then. I like to hear that. That's a good story.
Oh, yeah. So, I did continue playing. I ended up, I went to El Camino College, and then I went to University of Nevada, played with my boy Nate Burleson. It was a good time, man. And I'm not going to put it all on you, but I do want to thank you for, hearing words of encouragement like that. So I appreciate you once again.
My dog, that's love, man. Look at it. Full circle now. Let's talk about it now.
Yeah, it is.
Share that love back. Now, drop one on me, bruh.
All right, so I just want to know your thoughts on my take on Jokic and the NBA not showing him love, really. So I don't really think it's about him being in a small market. I don't really think it's about his ethnicity, or I really think it's about his play style. Now, I think each player kind of sells themselves. So if you think back to when Olajuwon was the man, even in Houston, they were dominating for a few years. Olajuwon didn't really have the popularity of some of the flashier, higher flying, more entertaining players, right? And you think about some of the smaller market players like KD and Westbrook when they were in OKC. I think to blow up, you need kids loving you. You need kids buying your shoes and things like that. So Joker's style is not really one that kids try to emulate. I think the NBA is about making money, just like those shoe companies. So if they want to sell and promote someone, they want to do something that they perceive as hot.
Yeah, man, that's amazing. You put it all together right there. You basically baked this cake, and why Jokic is not as popular as his achievements suggest he should be. Let's talk about it. This cake is made with some main ingredients. But to know what sports really do in terms of engaging fans, you got to go all the way back to like the origins and the primal days of sports, when there were people walking the earth, walking the planet, and those people wanted to be entertained by someone that could do something that they couldn't. And it just started there, like, oh my God, I know I have to run and chase after some cattle for food, but God, look at him. Not only does he run faster, but he comes back with more food. So that's kind of how sports just evolved from way back. Now you bring it here, present day. when you look at Jokic, the thing that hurts him the most is that you don't see the distance, the gap in athleticism between you, your boys, your circle, and then what he's actually doing out there. You look at the stat sheet, you're like, this sucker just got 30 and 16, but then he only went 1 inch above the floor, right? And then you just saw a lot of bully ball and not a lot of quick twitch, fast twitch movements. And you're like, I'm not seeing him dunk and being aerial. So all the things that he's doing, you know it's a greater version than you, but compared to his peers, and then also compared to what you imagine you could do, you're like, it ain't that wide. And that's where it all starts with Jokic in terms of popularity. Now, if he were out there putting it between the legs, or yacking back here, and then, those 3-pointers didn't look like just, okay, let me just let my hands down, but more like Steph Curry kind of 3-pointers. Yeah, exactly. It will be a whole different animal. So it's not market size. LeBron James proved that. Not a single soul used to watch the Cleveland Cavaliers. You drop LeBron there, we're watching the Cleveland Cavaliers. You brought up the OKC example as well. So I just really think it's as simple as you can be the guy next door, Steph Curry, but do something that the guy next door can't do. And when you see Jokic, the results, the production, you're like, nobody else could do that. But then you see how you got there. You kind of scratch your head at times like, not exactly the most athletic way of doing it.
Right. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have today, man. I just appreciate it once again being on here. Watch the show all the time. Keep doing what you're doing, man.
That's love, big dog. We're going to see you again, Kobra. You still pushing that Tercel or you upgraded? What you doing? Let me stop.
That Tercel got pushed off the road, so I upgraded a little bit.
Oh, man, I got love for you, big dog. Keep it going, man, and come back anytime. Seriously, this show, don't be that guy. Be like, oh, I didn't want to bother you. I used to hate that when I see a cat. I walk up to the cat. He'd be like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't want to bother you. All right, 1, you are bothering me because you said you don't want to bother me. I ain't even bring that up. You brought that up. But 2, my house is your house. Mi casa is su casa. So come back, Kobra. Preach. Deal?
All right, man. Have a good one.
I appreciate you, big dog. All right. Now, man, that was fun. I got love for all of y'all, especially y'all when y'all come on here and chop up wood with me. But now, let's bring in the old savvy vet, part of the industrial complex himself, part of what helped build this. My man, Mikey P. What it do, Mikey P, baby?
Man, great work by Kobra. What an introduction, man. Wow.
Yeah,
but
that was dope.
Karl Anthony Towns, okay? He made some comments saying, some people will say, I changed the game after I retire. That's what he's saying, okay? Now, self-awareness in this society is key. I'm not sure what Kat is thinking here, but I want to know what you're thinking about his comments because I'm not so sure what he changed about the game so far.
Yeah.
But just saying,
Yeah.
I'll throw that out there.
Yeah, look, we all get caught up in our bubbles. And they say that every single person is the star in the movie in their head, right? Like, so in your world, no matter where you go, this is why people say we have such division in our world, when really we just have differences, because we all are the star of the movie that we're playing in our head. So sometimes you can think you're a bigger star than you are in that same movie in your head. Like you said, self-awareness, and sometimes you're not. I will say this, like, I don't know what sticks out about his game that made me say, you are unique or you have changed the game. That said, he's a winner in the movie in his head. He's a winner in his circle. I actually know Big Cat a little bit. He's winning. Now, winning in life doesn't mean you change the NBA or change how we look at that position or change how we look at prospects. None of that. So I'm going to need a little more criteria or a little more element to this, because right now I don't see how he's changed the game other than he is actually winning in this game.
Yeah, I got to question that as well. But moving on to some more NBA, okay? Trade talks are just flying right now. Draft is around the corner. As you know, the next biggest thing that we've heard is that Bradley Beal could be on the move and that the Wizards want to work with Brad in finding a trade, okay? Just a year after a max contract extension. Remember, he has a no-trade clause. So, what are your thoughts on possibly the Wizards moving on a year later? And where do you want to see Bradley Beal go?
Yeah, it's interesting. A lot of changes, obviously, within the Wizards organization of last couple of years, including that max deal for Bradley Beal. Respect, he deserves it. The dude's a beast, a monster. You got to love him. Even though he hasn't gotten over the hump yet, it's still not his fault necessarily. Two things, though. One, I love when an organization says, yeah, we want to work with you. Well, if I'm the player, Bradley Beal, I'm like, you have to work with me. I got a no-trade clause. What you mean? I ain't got to do nothing. I ain't even got to pick up y'all phone. Shut up. They be like, Bradley, how you? Shut up. 300 million. Shut up. Every time. I wouldn't say a word to y'all. Then y'all going to put it out there, headline, we want to work with you, Bradley Beal. You got to work with me because I already don't work y'all to the tune of what? 250 million? Crazy. That said, the hard cap is real now. We don't want to call it that necessarily. They got all these fancy terms for it. But the NBA somehow, some way found itself in like NFL world where it used to be closer to baseball world. So it's like, damn, what's y'all player association over there doing, huh? Because y'all done drifted the wrong direction. So now you just can't maneuver the same. That said, there are a lot of destinations that would love the talents of Bradley Beal. But remember, they have to inherit the no-trade clause as well. In a new world where you can't have the same amount of maneuverability because you don't even know how to play in this new hard cap, let alone bring in somebody who's commanding that much money, hasn't gotten over the hump yet, and still got a no-trade clause. I just think this is a lot of smoke, but I don't think he's going to move anywhere. I don't see them moving him because I don't see anybody wanting to inherit all of that.
Yeah, we'll see. Money makes things a challenge, but I would love to have him on my Sixers. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I get you. I get you. That's real. Better than Harden.
But last topic of the day. I know. Shh. All right. Last topic of the day. Vermont has now legalized sports gambling online. Okay, they are the latest state to do so. So I'm not actually going to ask you about that. I actually want to ask you, for the fans out there, do you like betting on sports, and do you bet on sports? Question about Marcellus here.
I get the same energy I think anybody does that bets on something. Like, whatever level of engagement you had, it's up a notch. Like, I don't care if it's a penny. Matter of fact, a lot of gentlemen bets I'm still engaged, like more, right? So like every one of us, that's why gambling is so big, because it's just playing to like our primal attributes. Like, do you like steaks? Yes, yes, medium well, matter of fact, I like steaks, damn it. So everybody's always like, oh yeah, see gamble, love gamble. That said, I hate the consequences of gambling. Therefore, I really don't gamble. I'll sit there at the sports book like everybody else on the outskirts watching the big screen TVs. And you got to sit down and play. If you're sitting there, you get free drinks, but you got to play. So I give $20 to some machine that's going to roll sevens, never, and then I'm going to lose my $20. So I actually pay for those free drinks. You know what I mean? I can do that. Let me tell you why. I went to Panama years ago, like 2003, and I judged the Miss Universe pageant. Let me just take a bow on that. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Ooh, look at you. Okay, okay.
Thank. You know, your boy, I was so fine and so good in the league. They're like, we need Wiley to go over there with Roberto Cavalli and all these kind of like big timers. I judged the Miss Universe pageant. Long story short, I'm in Panama at a hotel casino. Go down to the basement. I'm the only dude there. Literally, only dude there, and everyone else worked there. I look at the blackjack table. I was like, I want to play blackjack. The maximum was like $50. I was like, $50? Y'all ain't gonna waste my time. I was a cocky little dude in this moment, right? I'm like, man, make those 500 and let's play some. So they made them 500 for me. And I played all 7 hands, whatever, how many you could do. I put bets on every one. So I would win some, I would lose some, but I lost track of time. That's what I lost. I look up in 30 minutes on $500. I lost $11,000 in 30 minutes. Them people were just sitting there giggling and laughing. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I started to like really think like, yo, they can't do that to me. Like, that's not fair. I was like really hurt. I was like mad. And now,
yeah.
And if you ever left the U.S., let's just say that people at the post office even got M16s. Like, everybody had guns in front of the door. So I was like, yo, they just got my money for 30 minutes, $11K. And from that moment, I don't think I've ever had a bet over $100 in my life. So I really don't get into it because of the consequences. And frankly, Mikey P, if I win a lot of money, that feels amazing, a 10. If I lose any amount of money, a penny, let alone that big amount, it feels like the worst feeling in the world. So it feels much worse to lose than it does feel good to win.
Yeah, definitely hear you on that. But you learned your lesson, at least. Some people don't. That's the challenge with gambling. So, but the follow-up with this, and this is how we're going to end the show, okay? Do you think that sports betting is toxic on the sports world? And I'm sure this won't be the last time we talk about it either, because this is just expanding as we speak. So,
yeah, I love you, Mikey P, but we ain't gonna end the show on this because we got Wileyism after that.
Wow,
but
you got a point.
Also,
my bad.
But also, look, I ain't the one to help build more casinos in Vegas and hotels and resorts. They ain't getting it off my back. They're gonna get it off somebody's back. That's why I laugh when people say I'm about to go hit Vegas. I'm like, yeah, Vegas gonna hit back, and Vegas gonna win that. They're gonna build them another one. Trust me, on your dime. It's not toxic. This is the problem. Like with anything in our world, when the establishment, when status quo sees something new that is going to come and change the game, immediately they put regulations and restrictions, not to stop it, but to control it or at least slow it down till they can figure out how to monetize it properly, how they can eat the most or eat first, right? So then all of a sudden, no, it's not legal nationwide marijuana. But this state, that state, that state, that state, that state, right? And the dominoes. And meanwhile, all they're doing is buying themselves time to make sure they maximize the profits. Same thing with betting online, right? This state, Vermont, but not all y'all. And then all of a sudden you're going to look up one day and it's going to be legal everywhere. So the toxicity is really coming from the fact that they're miscommunicating, that they're not being open and honest with the entity that's coming. So players getting in trouble. NFL sitting there, 6-game suspension, year suspension. Why? Because I got an app that is legal in one state that's not legal in another to bet on. Because I used the app on your premises. But if I went 18 feet over there, it's fine. Okay, it's a rule. I get it. I bet on our sport, but not our game. I bet that we will win. Like, frankly, it's not making any sense. You want to know why? Because when this thing is legal all across the board, none of those restrictions are going to matter. None of those things are going to be a part of this conversation. But until they can wrap their arms fully around it, they're going to say it's toxic. They're going to say it's a problem. They're going to do whatever they can to slow that train down, the money train.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. But thank you to Keenan Kobra Curtis, Hall of Famer, okay? And now it's time for a Wileyism.
Okay? Look at you. You a transitioner now? Man, get his ass up off the screen.
I got you.
Man,
I had to pick myself up.
hey, if y'all ever want anybody to not be all up in your videos, not be all up on your never shut up, come to my show. Come to my show, not Mikey P show over there. I love you, Mikey P. That's love. Damn, I didn't know that Kobra was a Hall of Famer. That sucker there done made it a long way from that Tercel. My boys keep pushing, man. Much love to you, y'all.